Alright, I think we're recording. What's up, guys? Yandere Neko here, aka the VTuber whose voice doesn't match their model. Actually, 1 second, just checking OBS. Good, we got movement. And we are reacting to episode 200 of Death Battle, Ruby vs. Maka. And while I do get why this is so popular, it's Monty Ohm's most requested episode, it's kind of awkward that it's coming out at a time when Ruby is currently in limbo, and she loses the matchup, by a lot. Stats, Maka takes it by a massive gap. Skills and, abilities and hacks, it's not even funny. Intelligence, we got a star student versus a, standard, battle shonen protag levels of intelligence. And lastly, Ruby's only advantage, if we want to give her a pity advantage, is maybe skill, depending on how you interpret the whole weapons moving themselves thing. So yeah, this is a massive stomp. Still looking forward to it. I'm actually wondering what the next time is, cause it's gonna be in October, so we might get a Halloween episode, or we might just get a standard episode. I'm either thinking it's gonna be Ash versus Yugi, or Aang versus the Traveler. Those are my two guesses for the next time. Or it might be an unannounced episode. Okay, good, we're recording as well. Sound-wise, I'd feel like an idiot if I was just talking for 30 minutes. No. Anyway, now going back to full screen. Wait, no, charger fell out. Hopefully that didn't fuck up anything on, model still moving. Okay, good. One of these days I won't be on my laptop. Well, it's about to start, so let's get into this. I'm looking forward to this. I'm excited. Ooh, scythe class.
Ruby Rose versus Maka Albarn.
The battle of spunky teens with oversized gardening tools. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I remember when Mama Boomstick read me bedtime fairy tales. Stories of heroes and warnings about eating those little berries and quicksand. So much quicksand.
Yet in the world of Remnant, fairy tales are real. Here, huntresses do battle with monstrous Grimm, and there was nothing more exciting than that to Ruby Rose.
Daughter to the world-renowned huntress, Summer, who disappeared. Little Red really wanted
Ruby is not a VTuber, I'm a VTuber.
Nothing more than to be a huntress.
Her dedication paid off. Admitted into Beacon Academy 2 years ahead, a premier school for huntsmen and huntresses, Ruby clearly showed prodigious talent.
Not just that, she's got the weapon geek gene just like yours truly. Ruby doesn't leave home without her trusty crescent rose. It may look like a high-tech scythe, and it is, but it's also a gun. Ruby made Crescent Rose herself. It's like a dance between Grim Reaper's Choice and a bolt-action sniper rifle.
A dance is fitting, as huntsmen are locked in a never-ending waltz in their battle with the Grim.
Crescent Rose can switch between sniper and scythe at the press of a button. Ruby's an old hand at flinging and moving it exactly how she wants, despite it being, bigger than she is. How does she do it with those noodle arms? The girl can't even throw a punch.
Well, she might not need to, given the strength of her aura. All living beings in Remnant have an aura, except dark creatures like Grimm, though not all of them can utilize it in combat without extensive training. See, aura forms a barrier that blocks fatal blows and even heals wounds.
It can make weapons stronger too. When Ruby slaps a cartridge of dust into Crescent Rose, her aura lights up nature's wrath in man's hand.
Dramatic, but accurate. This dust represents the base elements of the world. Fire, electricity, ice, wind, anti-gravity. Does that last one count?
Rule of cool, Wiz. She's got the eyes of a hawk, and when she shoots you with dust,
Well,
a bullet wound's the
so
last
far
thing you'll be worried
everything
about.
is,
With enough of a
somewhat
boost,
accurate.
ice dust can freeze over whole mechs, and she can power up her kicks to crater military-grade steel.
What?
A person's aura may be limited, but
11
Ruby can keep track of
kicks.
hers with this handy
You
health
know
bar
they're
on her not
desperate.
smartphone.
Ruby blasted through Huntress classes with flying colors. Almost right away, she
What?
was appointed the leader of her own group,
City
with Weiss
block
Steve, like
level
Belladonna,
six.
and Big Sis Yang Xiaolong. Oh, I get it.
That's wild.
Ruby.
But Ruby's hope for
They're
many years of
desperate
learning
to
with her
bring
friends
up
would be
11
dashed
ton
as evil machinations
tricks.
spread like wildfire. And with a flash of silver light,
That was actually
Beacon had
creative
fallen.
edit.
Ruby's
Wow.
friends? Dead.
Fire.
Her school? Totally wrecked. Her sister? Disarmed.
Skill
All because
issue.
of a lover spat that went way too far.
Salem saw the world divided, and it was
I
time to
remember
say
they
goodbye
actually dropped
to
the
any
Salem
happily ever
Donkey.
after.
Too
But
bad
Ruby wouldn't give up like that, so she set off to
longer
change
with
the
us,
world.
but-
Even as Crescent
Not saying
Rose
I
began to
would,
feel
but
heavier and heavier.
would.
Could she really save the world like her fairy tale heroes? All she did is what she's always done and never stopped moving forward.
Because Crescent Rose wasn't
The
the only thing
Monty
she needed. She had to improve her
motto.
semblance
Yeah,
too.
don't
Right.
stop.
While aura is essentially the manifestation of one's soul, the semblance is an expression of their personality.
Basically, it's a
Except
superpower
for when it's
farmed by
not.
Aura. And Ruby's got super speed. Or a teleport. Or what is she doing exactly?
Close. This is Petal Burst, a mixture of speed, teleportation, and intangibility. Ruby can rocket from
That's
one point to another in
a very
milliseconds.
By
generous
literally
way to
bursting
make it.
into petals.
Sort of. According to Best Robo Girl Penny, Ruby's semblance is extremely
Penny
complex and
is
variable.
like
It
a
involves breaking her body
C-tier
down to its
robot
molecular
girl,
components
and
before
I'm
zooming
not
off in complex paths,
apologizing.
negating the laws of mass entirely.
Like, gun
AKA
to my
Super
head, I
Speed
could
Plus.
probably name
Norris Best Girl.
10
Ruby's Petal
better
Burst is so quick she can make
robot
flying
girls.
missiles look completely still. Good luck tagging her with a bullet or a breadstick.
She is certainly quick enough to give Emerald and Mercury a hard time, and they've dodged
my
actual lightning.
She's faster than Blake, who could keep up with the most cringe faunus of all, Adam Taurus.
Well, he did draw his sword fast enough to parry an actual particle beam. In real life, such a beam is created by accelerating charged particles to just under
They're
light speed.
tapping.
So,
Tap.
that's impressive.
With
Tap.
such a powerful ability, Ruby could safely shine her smile for years, even as she carried the fate of Remnant across the world. To her friends, she was a beacon of hope.
Well, yeah, because she's got one more superpower. Her silver eyes. Just
Which
like
are
her
not
mom, Ruby
applicable
inherited
in
them
this
from the god of
fight
light
at
as a
all.
weapon against negative anti-life energy, like the evil goop Grim spawned from. Just a wink and blam! Sayonara, Dragon of Darkness!
But Ruby's skills didn't falter after her time at Beacon. As she journeyed across Remnant, she leveled up to compete with all sorts of powerful magic and
they are
mechanized
bringing
foes.
up
Her
the
team could even
bosses,
match the
okay,
Aesop's, an
well.
elite squad of longtime professional huntsmen.
Including Harriet,
That might
whose
be
super
of an
speed
issue.
semblance was totally outclassed by Petal
For a
Burst.
fake
And Vine,
sheet of
whose aura was
victory
strong enough to contain a
out
bomb that was
of,
about to decimate the whole city
what's
of
it
Mantle.
called,
Man, these are some pretty powerful auras.
Though it's important to remember, Ruby is only 17 years old. The weight of being a leader, a savior, and a
they try
huntress
to
like her
cheat a
mother would
victory
get
with
heavier
crossover
and heavier
scaling. I'm
and
gonna-
heavier.
She got over it. Look at her go!
Taking Crescent Rose firmly in hand and sending a message of unity to the rest of the world.
didn't do the
Ruby had
face
finally
group
left the
meme. I'm
fairy tale
very
behind,
disappointed.
taking one more step toward the day we've waited for.
Her death? Because that's what's gonna happen.
Today's battle is sponsored by Prize Picks.
We all make decisions
Boost
every
betting,
day, but on
boost
Prize Picks,
gambling,
making the right
gambling
choice can
bad.
get you paid.
And hey, football season is just kicking
Don't
off right now,
gamble.
so it's the perfect time to jump in and join the hype.
Gambling
It's
bad.
easy to play. Just pick more or less on
I-
2 to 6 player projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. Simple as
I
that.
don't know how
Let's
many
see,
more
I got
ways
more
to
on
say
Barkley for those
gambling
rushing
bad, so I'm
TDs,
just gonna,
more on Jones on those passes, but Allen,
Wait till the
234 yards? I'm gonna go less. Sorry, Bills.
Prize Picks puts users first, so withdrawals are
this
fast,
awkward.
safe, and secure. And if one of your players leaves the game for good, they offer injury reboots to save you from some real bad luck.
That's a lifesaver.
Download the app today and use code DEATH to get $50
No
in
betting.
lineups after you play your first $5 lineup.
That's code DEATH to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup.
Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
It's good not to gamble.
A sound soul dwells within a sound mind and a sound body.
But all the unjust evil souls of this world are on the Disney Fast Pass to becoming a Kishin.
Destructive gods mutated from good-natured souls. A Kishin could plunge the world into chaos and madness. If only someone could stop them.
Bing bong, it's the DWMA. Welcome to Death Weapon Meister Academy, where death rules. Literally, his name is Death.
Here, Lord Death tasks humans to become spiritually talented meisters of demon weapons.
AKA people who are also a weapon. No, really, they transform into weapons. Guns, ninja stars, hammers, you name it. A Meister weapon pair kills and consumes lost souls to keep the Kishin away. Jack the Ripper? More like Jack the Fraud.
And so, the demon weapon Soul was paired with the dutiful rising star, Maka Albarn.
Talk about your classic teacher's pet. The kind of girl who leaves an apple on the desk and goes, "Teacher, you forgot to give us homework," and then we jump them.
As if Soul's any better, a weapon who's too concerned with being cool to do any real work.
Hey, Soul's not just any demon weapon, he's a scythe, and he's got his sights on upgrading to the highest level of Death Scythe.
Which would be a high honor. And lucky for Soul, Maka always aims high.
With that common goal, Maka and Soul formed the dream team. All they needed was 99 Kishin eggs and the soul of a witch. Easy, right?
Maybe, since Maka is extraordinarily perceptive at spotting and examining souls. She can detect spiritual presences from millions of yards away and can discern its nature, stability, and emotions.
Time for class then. The two trained hard, but their styles kinda weird. Okay, so Maka guides Soul in the direction she wants to go, but Soul, the scythe, does all the actual movements himself. Maka's the Meister, Soul's the weapon.
Like conductor and instrumentalist, a Meister weapon pair cannot work in harmony without total cooperation.
Too bad their teamwork sucked. They fumbled the easiest chance for Death Scythe status, F-.
Maka just could not get in tune with Soul's wavelength. She was skilled, sure, more skilled than most.
Keyword, most. There were plenty of rivals showing her up, like Blackstar and Tsubaki.
Really puts a damper on the straight A's when this show-off is doing better than you.
It was up to Maka and Soul to improve their teamwork through soul resonance.
What I said about wavelength wasn't metaphorical. Rather, wavelengths are the means with which Meister and weapon draw strength through each other. Think of two wavelengths as different emotional amplitudes that must merge at one alignment.
If the Meister's the guitar and the weapon's the amp, then they create a feedback loop to increase its frequency. That's soul resonance.
Soul resonance creates a telepathic link and surges their strength and speed.
And preps them for cool sight moves like the Witch Hunt Slash, a big energy strike that puts the L in evil.
As the name implies, it works especially well against witches and other evil creatures. It's not exclusive or anything.
It's actually really deadly against evil because of Maka's rare anti-demon wavelengths. Basically, being a goody little two-shoes gets her the power of purity or whatever.
Maka and Soul were becoming a synchronized unit, though one would sometimes need to rein in the other's idiotic habits.
And the other guys gotta stop their annoying overthinking, Wiz.
But everything changed after a, unique encounter with Krona, which nearly killed Soul.
Now Soul had an ogre pal in his head, waiting for him to swing on over and play the piano. Yep, Soul got infected with black blood.
Black blood was specially brewed as a weaponizable blood. It hardens and strengthens its user's body, inside and out, increasing their physical ability. They can even block blades with their bare skin.
Too bad it comes with a little side effect of madness with a capital M.
A force of fear and sadness all living things possess, which threatens to
the madness scenes
ruined
awoke
the world.
something in
So it was kind of a big deal that Maka was bummed by how she got sold in a jam.
Like,
but thanks to Soul, she got over it and even welcomed in their new little ogre buddy.
Now when Soul plays his grand piano, their soul resonance sings even louder through the black blood.
Giving Maka all the perks of black blood
like
too.
This.
Even the crazy parts. Bet you didn't expect that, Crota.
But evil saw their plans through. The Kishin Basara had arrived. Madness was spreading everywhere.
So Maka and Soul had to lock in and upgrade their witch hunt to the even stronger demon hunt slash. They went on even more missions to reach souls with classmates like Blackstar, and that guy outran his own shadow.
Perhaps the most obvious evidence ever of faster-than-light speeds, and Maka could finally keep up with him.
Pair that with her fight with the demon tool Gopher, who could obliterate whole mountains, and you've got one hell of an ass kicker.
And yet, Maka's relationship with Soul still faltered. Soul was the real star here. Even other Meisters were trying to take him as a weapon, away from Maka.
I mean, he literally moves himself, so Maka couldn't help but wonder if she was holding him back all along.
But Soul said the truth. In all of their missions, their teamwork was the key to their victory. An orchestral performance is only as good as the one conducting. And so, their wavelengths played in harmony, and Maka donned a dress of black blood.
It's an armor literally made of blood, and it lets Maka fly around and shoot out her soul as an epic sound wave. So freaking metal!
At the same time, Soul discovered he could hack souls and directly transmit Maka's anti-demon wavelengths, basically shutting their enemy completely down through Soul Adagio.
And they finally achieved
Adagio.
Death
What's
Sight.
with the
The
Italian,
dream's here,
Mr.
baby.
Piano
So when
Man?
Krona's own Black Blood reached its
Gosh,
final
what a
stage,
dude.
Maka and Soul flew to the moon. A moon small and unassuming, but so dense it has the same mass as the planet itself. The very world's sanity was at stake.
Krona might have gone insane, but Maka still reached out to their new friend Soul until the Kishin showed up to ruin everything. Come on, Asura, they're having a moment here. Timing, bro.
In what would be Maka's final exam, Maka, Soul, and all of their friends faced off against the
She
Kishi.
should not get
And
fired
she
for
passed.
scaling just
A+.
because.
Maka pulled her weight and perfected
think
her
it's
teamwork with Soul.
Fire
Their
Force is a
wavelengths were
prequel,
pitch
but
perfect.
more
Asura did everything he could to separate them, crater them into the moon,
apply to
punch
Maka.
holes in Maka's chest, tamper their souls with madness, and each time they successfully realigned their wavelengths.
Until they kicked his ass
So
with
yeah,
one
third
final
better
upgrade,
feel than
the
what
Kishin
Asura
Hunt
has,
Slash. Maka Chop! Now that's what I call absolute cinema.
Because a
Over to the
sound soul
moon.
dwells within a sound mind and body. So should you feel overwhelmed by evil's roars, just write 42 42 564 whenever you want to knock on death's door.
42, 42.
Congratulations to us.
Wiz, your ego is showing.
It always is. And why not? This death battle is episode 200.
Nice.
Well, yeah, it's a big deal, so we've got a big discount on our website to celebrate.
That's www.deathbattle.gg.
Website members already get awesome deals like exclusive Death Battle merch, the whole episode archive, including episodes not on YouTube, and a bunch of behind-the-scenes goodies. And if you sign up today, you can use our code DB200 to get 20% off.
You can only grab this discount in the next 2 weeks, so use code DB200 to get 20% off your website membership as soon as you can.
Where else are you gonna find such absolute cinema? No, really, we made an absolute cinema desk mat that's on the store. It's cool as fuck.
I own too many death pants as is. On to the 5.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Yeah,
It's
there's,
time for a scythe
Ruby is kind
battle!
of screwed here. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Okay, it's official. This is so not cool.
Oh, come on, Soul. Our target should be here, so try helping out. Hi! Who are you
Accurate
looking for?
drawing.
Little Red Riding Hood, your humanity has strayed from its just path, and the Shinigami has called for you. Your boyfriend turns into a scythe.
Well, she gets to be a weapon artist.
Your soul is ours!
And we're doing that kind of Alright.
I like my soul, thanks.
That's so fair to ask. This is just fine right now. How much do you
Won't lie, Red. Your moves are sick, but too slow for my Meister.
You haven't seen anything yet. Focus. She's good, but we can handle it.
Let's go, Soul Regiments!
Well, she's gonna minutes. Yeah. How's your hand-to-hand fighting now? Okay, that was actually
Interesting. Her soul forms a barrier. Try helping out.
Relax.
we got Japanese.
Adagio!
Ooh, she's about to get bisected.
Ruby!
The wavelengths. Damn it, she's... Stay strong, Maka! You got this!
Yeah, that's not gonna help. And bisected.
A simple, honest soul. Ruby Rose, huh?
And there's the other move.
KO! Rest in peace, Ruby. But hey, it's not often you get to see scythe-on-scythe action like that.
Let's break this down with the 4 categories that best represent this matchup.
Speed.
First, strength.
Or a supercharged Ruby's strength way higher than you'd think, like kicking this Grim through steel.
That is
But
the
Maka's
most
soul
tapped
resonance could match
strength speed
Gopher,
I've
who destroyed
seen.
mountains.
Now, Team Ruby did defeat
Actually,
Vine, whose
16
aura contained a
kilotons
bomb
is
that
not
could
a
have wiped out a
mountain.
city.
Adding up their
Leveled
flight speed and how
according
far
to,
Harriet said they'd have to
this
fly to
battle.
avoid the blast,
Okay.
that's a 366 kiloton bomb.
It's possible Ruby's own aura possesses a similar level of, say, energy strength, though her semblance obviously can't replicate what Vine did.
Black Blood Maka got blasted by Asura into the moon. Yeah, it's small, but its mass is the same as Earth's, right?
Putting Asura's strikes at 2 quadrillion tons of TNT,
Yeah,
over
that's-
5 billion times higher than Vine.
So, Maka takes strength, but speed wasn't as
That's
clear
a
cut.
5
Ruby's a
billion.
fast little
Just
gal.
in the
Maka
end
kept
of
up
the
with
analysis
Blackstar, faster than
bad.
Shadows and whatnot. But as they improved their skills, Ruby and her friends could outspeed Atom.
Who blocked a particle beam. Though given the distance and time to react, Atom moved about 42% the speed of light. Not quite faster than your own Shadow territory. Still, Ruby's Petal Burst has become far faster than this over time, and clearly gives more than a 2-time speed increase on top of that 42%, making her well past light speed.
Definitely enough to take on Harriet, who was all about speed. Angry speed.
This isn't to say Maka couldn't keep up thanks to Soul Resonance,
That is the
but Petal
most
Burst makes this
tapping
comparison
that
close
is
enough to call it a
such
tie.
tap.
And their speed would be key to winning in skill.
Come on, Wiz. Call it what it really is. It's Scythery.
That's not a word.
Maka's Scythery was pretty good, but Soul does all the movement for her. As a Meister, she was
I thought
mostly
he
a
saw
guide.
It's easy to assume that Ruby's
That's really the only
Scythery was
argument
superior.
you can
She's
give.
entirely self-sufficient at dancing with her weapon.
Soul's own control is still a factor here, but it doesn't change that Ruby's been swinging that thing for way longer than Maka. Ruby's got Scythery in the bag.
Perhaps this edge would be enough for Ruby to avoid Maka's far greater strength if she had the better powers.
So, Aura's
Yeah.
really cool. Barriers, healing, superpowers, and so on. But it's got one big weakness.
It is a finite resource that is required for all of Ruby's powers.
Petal Burst, activating dust, even powering up Crescent Rose takes juice and some aura. Once it's gone, Ruby's totally
Surprising,
vulnerable.
dude.
And there's a second key factor regarding aura. It is
Maka has,
specifically a
or the
manifestation
Maka
of
has,
Ruby's
has.
soul.
And Maka's powers
know,
are all about taking on
like the
souls.
20
Maka
other
had lots of ways to break
powers
through
Maka
Ruby's aura,
has.
like Soul Adagio.
And since Maka is exceptionally gifted at examining souls, she could definitely figure out how aura works.
But plot twist, what about Ruby's silver eyes? Her anti-grim eye beams? Turns out they were actually her best secret weapon.
The negative power of Grim is quite similar to Madness wavelengths, which power Black Blood. Since anti-demon wavelengths can cancel out Black Blood, the Silver Eyes should achieve a similar effect.
But Maka and Soul's whole story is about reaching that perfect soul resonance. Asura tried every way in the book and more to separate their wavelengths and failed. And we already talked about how much stronger he is than Ruby. Maka takes powers, because when she rose to the occasion, Ruby didn't stand a semblance of a chance and bit the dust.
The winners are Maka Albarn and Soul Evans.
Wait,
All
his
right.
name is Soul Evans? Next time on Death Battle.
Episode 200, let's go. Looks like we are getting a Halloween episode after all. Blade versus Buffy by Izmahawk. Okay, that might be cool. Well, please